Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm trying out this whole new YouTube thing just to see how it goes. This is just a fast forward basic makeup look using the Jaclyn Hill palette Ring the Alarm and also her original Jaclyn Hill palette. Here I'm just prepping my skin. I had already prepped it with the Neutrogena Day Cream and Aquaphor Lip. So next I'm just going to prime my eyelids with the Too Faced Multi Sculpting Concealer in Swan. As you can tell, I have two sponges. I have the Real Techniques face and body sponge and just the regular beauty blender. And then I'm going to set my eyelids using the contour palette by Wet n Wild and Dulce de Leche. I'm taking the lighter shade and just setting my eyelid. This is just to make sure that my eyelids do not crease throughout the day. And then I'm going to be going in the Jaclyn Hill palette, the original one, and just taking a Sigma brush and taking creamsicle in my crease to create a transition. Then I'm using that exact same brush and just going into the Jaclyn Hill Ring the Alarm palette and mixing the two browns and putting it into my crease as well, just to give it a deeper look. Then I'm going in with a Morphe more dense brush, and I'm going to go in the outer V with this cranberry shade. It really wasn't as pigmented as I thought it would be, so I had to go over my outer V multiple times. I know the look looks very crazy right now because one, it's not blended, and two, I'm just all over the place trying to get this eyeshadow to be as pigmented as possible. Here I'm just taking a Sigma brush and just blending away. Next, I'm going to go in the outer V in the original Jaclyn Hill palette and take the darkest shade, which is just a black, and deepen up the outer V with a more dense Morphe brush. By the way, all of the brushes I'm using are from the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe brush collection kit. The Jaclyn Hill Favorites, I believe it's called. And just a little tip is hold your brush far away so when you go in, it's not very harsh on your eyes. If you hold your brush too close, the eyeshadow would be extremely harsh and difficult to blend. Here I'm just going back in with that Sigma tapered blending brush and blending away. Now I'm going to take the Morphe brush, the flat brush, and my concealer that I used at the beginning of the video and kind of cut crease my lid. I'm not really doing anything crazy, I'm just doing a basic cut crease, just the inner half, not the whole eyelid. And I'm going to go in with Lolly from the Jaclyn Hill Ring the Alarm palette with my finger because I felt like that gave more pigmentation, and just pack it on both of the eyelids. I didn't decide to do a voiceover until about 10 minutes ago when I realized the video was too long, so I decided to speed it up and just do a basic voiceover. And I promise you, once I clean up the eyeshadow with the makeup wipe, it's going to look 10 times better. And after I put on all my makeup, foundation, and everything. Here I'm just wiping my fingers with the makeup wipe, and I'm blending out the shimmer shade that I just put on. Then I'm going to go back into the Jaclyn Hill palette with the same black that I used earlier and just deepen up the black because it got lost as I was putting on Lolly on my eyelid. After that's on, I'm going to go back in with blending. I'm telling you, blending is the key to good makeup. Also, a good skincare is the key to a flawless base. It's just blend, 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 no matter what you're doing. Eyeshadow, face, everything. So here is what I was talking about. I'm going to go under my eyes and just wipe away all the eyeshadow that has fallen under my eye. And I'm going to cut the outer V to where it's sharp. This is why I like to put my eyeshadow on first, because if I were to put my foundation on first, could you imagine with all that eyeshadow how my foundation would have looked? So now I'm just going to go in and put my primer on. It's the Smashbox Photo Finished Blur. I put way too much on, to be honest. That's why it looks like I'm blending out forever. After I rub it in, I then pat it in so I can get the whole blur effect. Next, I'm going to take the Makeup Revolution foundation. I'm in shade F4. I guess that means fair 4, not sure. I put on a lot because this foundation is sheer. You'll notice that as after I blend it out, I do go in with a little bit more. So first I'm going to take the Morphe M439 foundation brush. Once again, all these brushes are from the Jaclyn Hill favorites. And I'm just blending out the foundation. And I'm blending it on my ears and down my neck. Then I'm going in with just a little bit more to give a fuller look. And instead of the brush this time, I'm going to take the Real Techniques face and body sponge and just blend that all out. Next, I'm going to go in with my concealer, the Too Faced Multi-Sculpt Concealer in Swan, and put it on my chin, cupid's bow, bridge of my nose, forehead, and under my eyes. I do put a lot because I like a bright under eye. And here I'm just blending it out with my Beauty Blender. And it's so crazy how small the Beauty Blender is compared to all the other sponges. That's why here I switched over to the bigger sponge to get the job done quicker. And just to get the little areas, I use the Beauty Blender. Since it is smaller, it's more precise. Next, I'm going in with my Airspun Loose Powder and Translucent Extra Coverage. I'm not necessarily baking, I'm just putting it under my eyes and letting it sit there for about a minute, nothing crazy. And I'm also setting my whole face with it. And I'm using a Morphe powder brush. I like this powder brush because it's not very fluffy, it's more dense, so it does the job good. Then I'm just wiping away my under eye. As I said, I'm not baking at all, but I am going to go in with a banana shade from the Wet n Wild palette, the contouring palette, in Caramel Toffee. I'm going to put this anywhere I put on concealer. Next, I'm going to contour with the Real Techniques contouring brush, and with those same two contouring palettes you saw earlier in the video, I'm just going to use both of the contouring shades and carve out like a 3, my cheekbones, my forehead, and my chin. I know it's going to look really harsh, but once I blend, it's going to be good. Here I'm just taking a Morphe flat definer brush, and I'm contouring my underlip and my nose. Now this is where I use the more darker contouring shade to give it more definition. Make sure you blend it down your neck as well, otherwise it won't look right. Here I'm using this brush to put on bronzer. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I don't think it has a shade, I think they just have one butter bronzer. And here I'm just blending out the contour. I just went back and forth with my hand because my hand got tired. Then I'm going to go in with just a random eyeshadow brush and my finger to blend out my nose contour and lip contour. And you know, honestly, this lighting does not do this makeup justice at all. Then I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. blush palette. And I'm mixing all 4 of the shades and just putting it on my apples of my cheeks and blending that out. Next, I'm going to spray on, I forget what this is called, but any spray will work, a setting spray, anything. And just spraying it on a Morphe highlighting brush and highlighting with the Mega Glow Wet n Wild highlighter in the shade Precious Petals. I'm just going to blend that out so it's not super harsh. Then I'm going to spray my face constantly with the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. This mist is so beautiful. It's very fine. It's just great. Here I'm just wiping away the the foundation on my lips and on my earrings. And I'm going to go in with the Ring the Alarm palette again with the dark cranberry shade in brown and just go under my lower lash line. Next, I'm going to do a winged liner, nothing crazy, a very thin one. I tried to get it on camera to where you guys could see it, but it was kind of difficult. As you can tell, I'm going over the liner multiple times because this eyeliner was a little bit dry. So I guess I need to get another one. Here you cannot see nothing I'm doing. And I messed up a little bit, so I'm going to go back in with my concealer and just clean up the wing. And then I'm going to blend that down with just a random brush. I'm not sure which brush this is. Here I'm just fixing up the liner again because I did wipe away too much. Let's see what I'm going to do next. Oh, next I'm going to take the Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil in the shade, I think it's number 5. It's not too dark, but it's not too light for my dark hair. And first I just draw a line on the bottom, and then I brush my hairs downwards and draw a line on the top. And I do little hair-like strokes. I don't just do a straight line. I want it to look as natural as possible. As you can tell, I don't really draw over my natural brow. I just like to keep the same shape, everything, just more defined. And in the front, I flick the pencil upwards so it could mimic hair strokes. And remember to just keep blending so it doesn't look blocky or harsh at all. Next, I'm going to go in with the Essence Make Me Brow Mascara and just set my eyebrows. I am half Mexican, so I have crazy eyebrows. They go all over the place. So that's a very crucial step. Next, I'm just taking the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara and putting it on my lower lash line and going in with the Mega Plush, I think, Maybelline, and just putting on the top of my lashes. I'm not doing anything crazy because I am going to put on falsies. So I just have my tweezers, my Duo brush on glue, and my eyelashes. Here I'm just picking off the glue that was on there from a previous wear. These are the Salon Perfect 614 eyelashes. Just brushing them on, the glue. I like to put more glue on the outer and inner corner because that's where it has more problems sticking. Then I'm just going to dry the eyelashes. Since they are going on my eyes, I could blow because it's not going on anybody else's eyes. But if it were to go on somebody else's eyes, just let it air dry. Then I'm going to just put it right in the middle. I try to get this on camera. Sorry, guys. But you just put it on right in the middle and then stick the outer and then stick the inner. And just squeeze them together and you're good to go. And you don't have to put on mascara because you had already put it on prior to applying them. Here I'm just doing the same thing. Put it on in the middle, stick down the outer, and stick down the inner. And I just go back and forth between squeezing them into my real lashes because I want them to blend and look natural as possible. I took off those cat ears because they were hurting my head. Then I'm going to go in with the, what is this called? The Hard Candy Matte Velvet. This was in the shade Forget Me Not. It was very light. So then I went in with the same product but with a darker shade and Mimosa Blossom. And I just mixed the two. Honestly, I didn't like this lip combo, but it worked for the video. And that was the finished look.